Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the first verse of Karol G's song Dios Mio. Um, we're going to talk about what the words mean translated from Spanish to English so that you can listen to the song, enjoy it, understand it, and most importantly, continue learning Spanish. So if you don't know, Ay Dios Mio means oh my god. Based on the font she uses in this in the way that the title is officially spelled, changing between capital and lowercase is kind of when people online is comes off as even more intense than just all capital, right? So it seems like an exclamation. Oh my god. And there is only one exclamation point at the end. There's not one at the beginning. I checked. That is the official title. Let's get right into it. Yo no te estaba buscando, babe. Yo no, I wasn't. Te estaba means estaba is estar in the imperfect tense. So the imperfect tense is the past tense, but it describes something that is going on continuously. When you use the past tense, the preterite tense, that describes a specific incident that happens one time. Like, I went to the store this morning. That happened once. But if I say I went to the store every Monday, I would use the imperfect tense for that. So estar in the imperfect tense becomes yo estaba for the first person form yo estaba. So she's saying I was not because there's a no here. Buscando comes from buscar, that means to search for or to look for. And then from the ANDO, we know that that's equivalent to the English version of ing. So buscando, searching. So altogether, yo no te estaba buscando. I was not searching for you. So te refers to you. That's how we know who she's searching for. So buscando, in Spanish, this te can go in a lot of different places. It can go at the end too. You could say yo no estaba buscándote, but I think the accents in the line probably sounds better with the te here. So she says, and if you were just speaking to somebody, you could say it either way, and it would sound equally good in my experience. So yo no te estaba buscando. I was not looking for you, babe, babe. That doesn't need to be translated. Pero, that means but, P-E-R-O. Cuando coincidimos. Cuando means when, so but when. Coincidimos comes from the verb coincidir, which means coincide in English. And you're probably like, I still don't know what that means. That's okay. Coincide means when two things come together. In English, it has a lot of definitions like my intentions don't coincide with yours. That means our intentions are at conflict. But it can also just mean coincide when two things come together. So, pero cuando coincidimos, but when we came together, bebe. It's the implication is that it's based on chance. It wasn't planned out that way. Maybe they were at a party and they saw each other. They didn't meet each other on purpose, basically. Fue una cosa. That means, it literally means it was something. So fue means it comes from ser in the past tense. That is the preterite tense. So now she's talking about the specific incident when they met. Cosa just means thing. So una cosa means a thing, one thing. Fue una cosa. It was a thing que, that. So fue una cosa que. This is very informal. It's almost like she's not sure what she's going to say. This whole line literally means it was a thing that I don't know. So it's very talkative. It's as if you're talking to her. Yo no sé means I don't know. Sé, as we know, comes from saber. It's a irregular verb, so yo sé means I know. Yo no sé means I don't know. Fue una cosa que yo no sé. It was something that I don't know. Tú fuiste conquistándome. Tú means you. Fuiste is the past tense form of ir. Fuiste. So fun fact, these words look similar. Fun fact is ir and ser in the past tense become the same. I know that sounds really confusing. Ir and ser are two different verbs with two different infinitives. Ir means to go, ser means to be. And they are conjugated in all the different tenses. Me, you, past, present, future. And they're all different, except in the preterite tense, they become the same word. So, fue una cosa, it was something. That's the third person, which can also, isn't just he or she. Like I've said a couple times now, it can be it. So, it was something that. And then tu fuiste means you went about. You went about conquistándome. Conquistar means to conquer. In Spanish, it has kind of a romantic meaning as well. Like, you were conquering me. Like, in English, that sounds super weird, but in Spanish, people say that. It's kind of over the top, though. Like, I wouldn't say it to your friends. Like, I think it would be a little bit dramatic. But, it works well for this song. It would probably work well for a movie or a telenovela, too. But if you say, like, if you say that on a date, don't do that. Like, you're conquering me. It is gonna sound kind of weird. But, in a movie or in a song, it works. So, tu fuiste, you went about conquistándome. So, conquistar, and then we know that ando means conquering, and then the me at the end means he was doing it to her. Conquistándome. You were conquering me. As I've said before, this word can kind of be in different places, and you can also add it onto the end of the word sometimes. So, conquistándome, it's like, whoa, that's a huge word. But it's conquistar, which has become conquistando, conquering. And then me can literally be attached to the word and tell you who is being conquered. Conquistándome. She was being conquered. Y en tus ojos. And en means in. Y en tus ojos. Ojos means eyes. Tus ojos means your eyes. So, y en tus ojos. And in your eyes. Yo lo noté. Noté means, it comes from notar. That just means like to make a note of something. I could see it. Also, se nota means when you can tell something. So, if you're tired, if somebody says, hey, I'm tired, and you say se nota, it means you can tell. It means it's obvious. So, yo lo noté means I noticed. I noticed it. So, lo means it, and it can, it usually goes in front of the word. I wouldn't say yo noté lo. That doesn't sound right. But here, yo lo noté. I saw it. So, or I noticed it. Y en tus ojos, yo lo noté. And in your eyes, I noticed it. Que tú querías. That you wanted. So, que means that, here. Tú means you. Querías comes from querer, which means to want. So, querías is the imperfect form of querer. So, he was wanting. He didn't just want it once, which would be the... I mean, I think either would work, because she's talking about a specific moment. There's moments when, honestly, either one would work. So, que tú querías, that you wanted. Y yo también, and me as well. Y means and again, yo means I. También just means also, as well. So, que tú querías y yo también. That you wanted, and me too. And she hasn't said what they want, but I think we know what they want. Which is the point. Entre botellas. Entre means like in between. Botellas means bottles. De rosé. Rosé, the same drink as you would say in English. It's a pink wine. It's not red. It's not white. It's a mixture of both, I think they say. So, rosé is just a type of wine. Entre botellas de rosé. So that means like in the middle of bottles of wine. It doesn't necessarily mean literally, but it sounds like she's describing that they're talking to each other over some rosé. Nos fuimos calentando. So, fuimos is the past tense of we, and so it could be ser, or it could be ir. The way I read it is usually we're in the process of doing something. So I think interpreting it as either would work, honestly, but I kind of read it more as ir. Like, we were both going about something. Nos fuimos. So it has become a reflexive verb here. They're doing something to each other. Calentando means, literally, it means getting hotter, but the implication is the same as in English. Although this is not something that you couldn't say, as in this isn't calentando also definitionally has a adult meaning, should we say, regarding desires. So it has a sexual meaning. Calentar means to get excited sexually. It also means to get hotter physically. Like you can say, I'm going to heat up some water. You can use calentar for that. But it also has the definition of getting excited in a sexual sense. So what I'm saying is this is not just an innuendo. This is not something that like, oh, what does calentar mean? Like, it means to get hot. But in context, poetically, she's talking about adult matters. Like, it actually has an adult definition. So this is not just poetry. Nos fuimos calentando. So we were growing more attracted to each other, you could say. I'm trying to word this in the most PG way possible, and I'm struggling. Basically, nos fuimos calentando. We were exciting each other. Okay. So that's the first verse of Karol G's DiOs Mio. This is a very sexy song, especially the second verse. I don't think we're gonna go over the second verse because I'm not monetized. But it's probably too adult for this platform. But I think this verse is fine. So now you guys know the first verse of DiOs Mio, how it translates, what it means. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you guys know any songs that you really enjoy that you want me to explain for you, you can leave them in the comments. If anybody ever watches this. But and if anybody knows, like if anybody has heard the second verse and they're like, no, I really want to know what that means, maybe you can let me know if you happen to know how YouTube handles videos of an adult nature. I mean, obviously we're discussing lyrics here, but let me know what you know about that if you want. If you guys are really interested in the second verse, I can discuss that too, basically. Alright, have a good day.